जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे
नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे
नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे
नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे
नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे नारायण नारायण जय गोपाल हरे
देव दया करते मुझको ऐसा वर दे
गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपनाते
गुरुदेव मेरे दाता मुझको ऐसा वर दे
गुरुदेव मेरे दाता
मुझको ऐसा वर दे गुरुदेव सेवा सुमिरे सत्संग मेरे झोली में भर दे। सेवा सुमिरन सत्संग मेरे झोली में भर दे। सेवा सुमिरन सत्संग मेरे झोली भर दे।
सेवा सुमिरन सत्संग
मेरे झोली में भर दे। गुरुदेव मेरे दाता मुझको ऐसा वर दे।
ओ गुरुदेव मेरे दाता मुझको अपना सत्संग।
गुरुदेव मेरे दाता मुझको ऐसा वर दे।
गुरुदेव मेरे दाता मुझको ऐसा वर दे।
नफरत जो करे हमसे हम उससे प्यार करें। नफरत जो करे हमसे हम उससे प्यार करें। करते जो हमारा बुरा उनका सत्कार करें। करते जो हमारा बुरा उनका सत्कार करें। नफरत को मिटा करके प्रभु प्रेम भरस भर दे। नफरत को मिटा कर दे प्रभु प्रेम भरस भर दे। गुरुदेव मेरे दाता मुझको ऐसा वर दे।
गुरुदेव मेरे दाता मुझको अपना सत्संग।
मन मंदिर में मेरे सतगुरु ही बस जाए।
मन
मंदिर में मेरे सतगुरु ही बस जाए। जिसको भी मैं देखूं तेरा रूप नजर आए।
जिसको
मैं देखूं तेरा रूप नजर आए। दे ज्ञान का अमृत रस जीवन को सफर कर दे। का अमृत रस जीवन को सफर कर दे। दे ज्ञान का अमृत रस जीवन को सफर कर दे। का अमृत रस जीवन को सफर कर दे। गुरुदेव मेरे दाता मुझको ऐसा वर दे।
गुरुदेव मेरे दाता मुझको ऐसा वर दे।
सबरी की तरह सेवा और प्यार हो मेरा साथ। की तरह सेवा और प्यार ज्ञान की चाबियाँ, ये अर्ज है मेरे, सदा सतगुरु पूरी कर। ये अर्ज है मेरे, सदा सतगुरु पूरी कर। ये अर्ज है मेरे, सतगुरु पूरी कर दे। गुरुदेव तेरे दाता, मुझको ऐसा वर दे। गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना।
गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना।
दर्शन का प्यासा हूँ अब
मुझता लेना। दर्शन का प्यासा हो मुझको अपना लेना। गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना।
गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना।
पापी हूँ या कपटी हूँ, जैसा हूँ तुम्हारा हूँ।
पापी हूँ या कपटी हूँ, जैसा हूँ तुम्हारा हूँ।
पापी हूँ या कपटी हूँ, जैसा हूँ तुम्हारा हूँ।
पापी हूँ या कपटी हूँ, जैसा हूँ तुम्हारा हूँ।
गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना।
गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना।
गुरुदेव दया कर दे मुझको अपना लेना।
गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना।
अपना लो मुझे देवा, दर दर ठुकराया हूँ।
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 इतना तो करो बाबा, अब शरण में आया हूँ।
इतना तो करो बाबा, अब शरण में आया हूँ।
इतना तो करो बाबा, अब शरण में आया हूँ।
इतना तो करो बाबा, अब शरण में आया हूँ।
गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना।
गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना।
जय गुरु जय गुरु जय गुरु जय जय।
जय गुरु जय गुरु जय गुरु जय श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे 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 राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे श्याम राधे राधे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम
राम हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Bhajo Nitai Gaurango Radhe
Radhe
Shama Japa Hare Krishna Hare Rama
Bhajo Nitai Gaurango Radhe Shama Japa Hare Krishna Hare Rama
Nitai Gaurango Radhe Shama Japa Hare Krishna Hare Rama
Bhajo Nitai Gaurango Radhe Shama Japa Hare Krishna Hare Rama
Bhajo Nitai Gaurango Radhe Shama
Japa Hare Krishna Hare Rama Bhajo Nitai Gaurango Radhe Shama Japa Hare Krishna Hare Rama
Bhajo Nitai Gaurango Radhe Sham Japa Hare Krishna Hare Ram
Bhajo Nitai Gaurango Radhe Sham Japa Hare Krishna Hare Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Agnanam Timirandasya Jnanam Janashalakaya Chakshuramiram Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jai Gurudev, everybody. Are you tired? You sure? No, not just Jai Gurudev. Even while singing, you were very calm. Oh, you're having cold, huh? Very chilly here, that's why. But more you sing, the more you get warmer, no? So, when I just come back from Vrindavan, one of the places we were at Balaram Das Ji, one ashram there, small ashram, where the Guru invited us all for lunch one day. I tell you, there were only free musicians. And if we had Balaram Das here, I'm sure you will not just be like this. It will make you rock. So, wherever Balaram Das Ji is, Lord Krishna, make him happy. So let's see the question. Maybe that will make you happy also. You will not fall asleep, huh? I'm just worried. How to have constantly this closeness with Krishna, Gopal that you have. And what is the quickest way to reach that? And it's always nice, to see the second part of the question, which is very important. How is the quickest way to reach that? You see, the quickest way to reach the closeness to God is through patience. Because God don't reveal himself until one is ready. And when one is ready, everything happens automatically. God is not closer to me than to you. Because the essence of who you are, it is just part of him. There's no different. But the love, the difference lies is only how much you love him and how much one is surrendered to him. More one love, more he's close to him. But one have to be watchful of one thing, which is the ego. That's the only thing that keep one away from him. The ego make one realize the world outside, make you realize the individuality of yourself, being separate from him. That's why you feel this love, but yet one can't contain it. Because one identified oneself so much with the Panchatattva, which is the five element, which is the body itself. Due to this ego, the closeness also to the divine is reduced. But if you find the Lord within you, you know it is there, no? But the ego is so big sometimes that he don't show himself. Because of that ego, one always claim, I know everything, I know better, I am superior than anybody. I and I and I in so many things. I am doing that, I am doing this. One don't see that everything rules by one energy. It is the divine energy. This is the potential in everything, to see the manifestation of one cosmic energy, which is God doing his work in everybody. And once you realize that, automatically the ego will diminish itself little by little. In the Kurukshetra war, after it was finished, the Pandava was very prideful, said, we won the war, we were victorious, we were great, So Lord Krishna took the Pandava to the local, the chief of the local village tribes, And he asked the chief of the tribe, tell me, during the war, all your people were standing on that mountain looking at the war, okay? What did you see? Then the tribe chief answered, I saw, not only I, my people together with me, we saw that the Sudarshana was the Sudarshana which was working all the time. It was none of the Pandava, none of the people there. Was Sudarshan Chakra himself was working. Hearing that, the Pandava, the ego, the pride of the Pandava was shattered. They humbled themselves. They realized that everything was done by the grace of Krishna. Same thing when the Devas, the pride or the arrogance awake into the Deva, once Lord Narayana called, made by his yogic power, he created a demon, a Yakshasas, not a demon, but and he put him there in the form of a straw. And he asked the Deva, he asked Agni Dev, the fire god, burn this. The fire god could not burn it. He asked the wind god, Vayu, blow it. It could not. Then they realized their mistake. They realized their fault. In the same way, in the presence of pride or ego, the divine don't show itself. In the Bible, when we look at what Christ said continuously, he always say, have faith like a child. Isn't it? To have faith like a child, meaning the ego is not present. The pride is not there. A child just do it innocently. And it's free from the karma of it. But when you do it with the pride and ego, there's also a generation of karmic which it is in process. That's how karma is created. But if it is done with surrender to the divine, whatever action you do, whatever you do, it is done with surrender to the divine, then there is no karma being created. Krishna said to Arjun, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever sacrifice you do, whatever penance you do it as an act of surrender to me. If in the mind the divine is present at all time, then there is no need for anything. Everything that you do become prayer. And then the closeness to Krishna will automatically happen, because he's there. When you look into our eyes while you are giving darshan, what do you see or perceive? Actually, I have answered this question many times, so I'm sure many questions have answered it there. You see, when I look in the eyes, actually I'm not looking in your eyes, because the moment I touch your forehead, even if it seems that I'm looking in your eyes, it disappeared. What appeared is your soul itself. That's what I'm looking at. One thing is, while looking into your eyes, as you said to the question, I'm looking into the depth of your heart actually. Which means there's nothing, whatever it's written there, I see everything. But there's no judgment into it. So, in little, that's what I see. Now you get scared, to come for darshan. It doesn't matter. Even if I not look like in your eyes or something, if I want to know, I would know, Not a problem. This- Why often people feel so isolated on the spiritual path and don't know where they belong to? Actually, if you're on the spiritual path, there's no time to be isolated because there's so many things to do. But if you're not doing anything, you're lazy, then you will feel isolated. Yes, true. Laziness is one thing what make one isolate oneself and have the feeling also being separate or being away from everything. But when there's no laziness, you will see that you don't even have much time. So you have to watch that, because once you become lazy, you will not make any effort. You will just find excuses to pity yourself and to find fault, not in you, because you think you're perfect in that moment, but in everybody else. That's what laziness do. But this is not the question. But the spiritual path is an isolated path. Why? Because it is you and the divine. Who understand you? Nobody will understand you. But God will understand you. He is the only reality. This is on the spiritual path. Where on the religious path it's different. Many people share the same ways, But on the spiritual path, it is you and God. There is no two person. There's only one person. Then one will say, where is the Guru? The Guru is the divine itself. There's no difference between Guru and God. There's only this. So, spirituality and isolation is important. Because if you don't isolate yourself, you don't take time to be with yourself and the divine, you will never find what you are looking for. That's why depend how you take the isolation, how you see the isolation. This is the next point. Because some people, just now, I will just take an example. We were in Vrindavan. There's one Prabhu there. His sadhana is just to sit hours in front of his deity. This is his sadhana, which his guru have given him to do. He don't do anything, just that. But into that, he find great joy inside it. And it's not that he's not doing anything. He is. He's watching at Krishna. And Krishna is looking at him. So both are looking at each another. And like that, time passes. But this is his sadhana which his guru have given him to do. And he's honoring it. And he's doing it. So, like that, it depends how you take your sadhana, how you enjoy your sadhana. If it is a pressure, of course everything around will be pressure. But if it is a joy of doing it, everything will be smooth. And it will flow very easily. In life, whenever you do something you love of doing, you are so enthusiasm in doing, you don't even see time passing. Then you say, it's finished already. Then you feel sad it's finished, no? So like that, it's important to have certain isolation, but you have to change the attitude, how you isolate yourself. The feeling of being isolated or being away, from everything, you don't know where you belong to, and the state of confusion, this is the state where the mind goes through. Especially when you first start your spiritual path, you're firstly on the path, the mind goes through a state of confusion. Because the mind don't want to submit itself. The mind don't want to be controlled. But the mind wants to control everything. No? So like that, you do feel, because the mind knows all your weaknesses. And it would utilize all the weaknesses to put you down. To make you feel that, yet you're not on that path, you're not on that way, you haven't to change certain things. No. And that's the moment where you have to change the thought itself, change the mindset. Can you kindly explain about the fear of God and Guru? Normally fear draws us back, but fear of God is different and often misunderstood. You see, there's two kinds of fear. One fear, when you fear something which is linked with, I'm fearing, for example, human way of fearing. When you fear something, you fear of not getting something or not advancing. You fear of not being good enough. There is many kind of fear. And fear of the divine means not the fear that, I'm a bad one, God will not love me or this. No. Very often you will hear one fear God or fear the Guru or whatever. It's not a fear of fearing or I fear that person because that person is great and he will beat me up or whatever. No. It's not like that. The fear for God is respect. Respect of the greatness. That's what the fear stands for. Even if it is, how you call it, appeared as, I'm very frightful or whatever, but it's not like that. Because the fear for God means you have the great respect that God is God. I'm part of Him, but you realize that in quality you're still small to Him. Even if it is the same, but quality is the same, but quantity is different. And due to that, automatically, you have this great respect inside, which the mind will interpret it as fear. But once you have transcend the mind, you will see that it is just love, nothing else, in another aspect. But while looking at it with the mind can understand only, I'm scared or I'm fearful of God, because the mind knows that it have its limit, and to understand which can't be understand, the mind will fail. That's why very often you will see, you will hear that even in the Bible it said you have to fear God, no? In the Old Testament, so many times they said, fear God, fear God, fear God. It's not about fearing God, but it having giving due respect to God and treat God the way it meant to be. It's a sign of great respect. Can you tell us about Ananda, bliss? We all long for happiness, joy, and serenity. But what is Ananda compared with this? So, now I will ask you the same question. Go on, tell me, what do you understand about bliss? Anybody? Please just lift your hand and say anything that passed through your head. Not you. And you are so blissful people, you don't know about it. And
The state of bliss is a state of emptiness of the mind and at the same time of fullness. There are no emotions. It's just a state of unbounded awareness, inner silence and wakefulness at the same time. It's hard to describe because
good, that's the point. All what you describe is not bliss. Because whatever you can perceive with the mind is not bliss. The moment you say it's hard to describe, then it is blissful. You see, for different people, there are different ways of understanding what is Ananda. Looking at the question itself, it said happiness, joy, serenity. Prabhu was saying calmness, stillness, and so on. No? But that's not bliss. These are quality of bliss. Well, you see, it's like bliss generates certain qualities, like the sun shine and the rays of the sun. No? The rays of the sun is not the sun, but the reflection of the sun. Same thing, all these qualities, the good qualities that one have, serenity, calmness, and so on, is the rays or the shine of bliss. Bliss in itself is undescribable because there is no, it's like love. When it sublimates itself, you can't explain about it. You can't really say which quality the true love have, because true love is devout of all qualities. It's hard to understand, because you are looking at it with the mind. The mind can understand only the shyness or the rays of it, the emanation of it that come out of it. But in itself, you are just in it. In bliss, one may appear sad, but yet there is this great contentment inside. There is this great joy which surpasses even the joy of the mind, joy of the heart itself. You see, one thing is to see happiness and joy with the mind. Another thing is to see happiness and joy with the heart. And bliss is where the consciousness is rejoicing itself. Then you become blissful. Then you have another light that shines through you. You have a glow. So that's what Ananda stands for. Ananda is not just feeling happy. Or Ananda is just not just say, I'm content or I'm serenity or joyful. No, it's more than that. There is something more than being happy. And that's what is Ananda. That's what is bliss. And this is, in that instance of bliss, this is when the bhav started to awake. Then pure love revealed itself. And when pure love revealed itself, then God revealed itself. So, in the state of bliss, one can say, this is when the soul reveals itself to that person. Reveal who one is. What is the final goal of Bhakti Yoga? Is it to dissolve of the Atma into the formless? Or does the self remain and enjoy the company of the divine? You see, on the Bhakti path, one develops a certain relationship to God. Different for everybody. But this eternal relationship that one develops to the divine, especially towards Krishna, it's unique. Because it don't just happen like that. It's a mini life of penance. One that had the grace of really be and cultivate bhakti, devotion. So on this path, the soul rejoices itself or find bliss in serving the Lord and enjoying His company. The one true bhakt don't long for anything than the Lord Himself. A true devotee enjoy the grace, enjoy the love of the divine, not asking for Atma Nivedana. I don't asking for liberation or anything. So it may happen that the soul merge into the divine, but it don't happen through the will of the mind, of the person, but it happened through His will, His grace. You understand it? In reality, all paths teach the same thing. Because to merge with the divine, it will never happen by one will it. It all happen only when He will it, His grace. Even when one Atma merge into Paramatma, it's also happened through His will, not through the Atma will. So both ways lead to the same place. But whereas on the Bhakti path, one enjoy the eternal companion with the divine all the time. It's like, I don't want to become part of you and disappear, but I want to stay and enjoy your sweetness. Which one is the best? To disappear or to enjoy the sweetness of the Lord? Huh? That's it. A true bhakta enjoy the Lord company. Enjoy the sweetness that God bring to oneself. And if He want to merge, He want the soul to merge, He knows. Anyway, He is the one which do everything. And He is the one that govern life in itself. Like I said earlier, people always think, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No, in reality, no. It is God which is doing it. God through you is doing it. Every action is not you, it is Him. Who are you? You have not yet realized yourself. Then how do you know you are doing it? Huh? No, it's like this. You don't even know who you are. But yet, one claims to know to do this and that. You know what you're doing as action outside, but if God don't will it, then nothing will happen. For example, when you are asleep, during the day you are awake, you are up, now I'm talking, whatever. You know, you're aware what you're doing. But when you sleep, are you aware what you're doing? Where your leg is, where your hand is? You're not aware where it is. It happened automatically. So there's another force which is doing its work at that time. Can you claim that you are doing it? No, you can't claim that you are doing it. So like that, even if it's appeared that you are awake, no, you are still sleeping. You are awake when you realize yourself and you are working towards that awakening. Then you realize that it is Him which is doing everything. It is Him which is running your business. It is Him which is running your household. You know, it is Him which is doing every games of life. You know. So. Can you please kindly tell us about your top 10 experience from your amazing visit? Okay. Amazing visit to Vrindavan this month. I don't remember. You know, Vrindavan is here. Vrindavan is everywhere. Wherever you go is Vrindavan. You know? So, if you want to know about this 10 top experience, which means I was there 10 days, I have to think about 10 days what have happened. It's quite difficult for me to think. I was explaining to them, for me it's like this. So the moment one thing is past, I put it away, it's out of my mind, I don't. And then Thai, probably you can help on that. First day we went there, that's the first thing. Meeting everybody. No, I don't. No. We arrived there on the 26th, I think, no? 15, sorry, left. You see, well, that's what I just told you. I told you always, no, there's no brain here. And it's not. If there was a brain, it would be good. Thakurji didn't wish that. So, when do we arrive? 15, 16?
16.
He just said 15, no?
Yeah, we flew out on the 15th
Ah,
and landed on the
but
16th.
I said arriving.
16.
Okay, I will just share a little bit. Okay. We arrived on the 26th. No, on the 16th. What happened? We rushed to Brindavan, but on the way, one Mataji, Jyotishri, her name is. She said, "Please, her people came to the airport. I don't know about who they are, but one Prabhu from Brindavan have told them that I'm coming. So they were there waiting with big garlands of the garden. And I said, Swamiji, please, we have a center, can you come? I said, okay, it is on the way. And, in India, on the way means not the same as in Europe. Now, 15 years ago, no, 20 years ago, when I first time went to India, one doctor told me, please visit my house. And I asked her, where is your house? I said, just in the corner. And, okay, I said, let's walk there then. And if it's just in the corner. I said, no, come in my car, I would like to drive. After 2 hours, we reached there. That was just in the corner. So imagine on the way, depend which way. You have a direct way to Brindavan with the highway, which is the Yamuna Express, directly. Or you have another way. Like it said, all the ways lead to Rome, no? So like that. So we went there. They said 10 minutes only. So we reached Mataji's place, and she was very nice. She was there sitting and greeting to her. Well, 1 hour we were still there. After that we left, we went to Brindavan. There were some people there already. We reached Chad Babaji's place, Satnarayan Dasti. And it was very nice because this time when I went to Brindavan, there were a big welcoming, which I didn't expect. With the whole, I say, when the Guru come to you to some places, how you have to welcome the Guru is different. In the West, they will just open the door, say, "Hi, come in." Isn't it? And if you're lucky, you get a garland. India is different. So there was a whole welcoming ceremony, and the washing of the feet and everything on the whole puja was there. Then we went inside. Babaji was very happy, and Then, do you really want to know in detail everything like that? No. Then we bring the luggage to the room. Then I came down. Then we discussed what we have to do. So, as it was holy time, Holi is a color festival where people throw colors everywhere. So we decided to go to Banke Bihari temple. So we rushed quickly to the temple on Banke Bihari. As you reach there, there's, I would say, thousands of people. So firstly, as you enter, they put water on you. Color water, they spray it on you. So went, tried to push our way to the deity. And Banke Bihariji was outside, was not in the sanctorum inside. Normally, you see the Hindu temple is like this. You have the sanctorum, which only the priest is allowed inside. And then you have one path which the priests stand to take everything and bring inside. And then outside you have the devotees. So there's thousands of people. We tried to push our way. We pushed our way. We went inside. We were really directly in front of Banke Bihariji. Banke Bihari is Krishna. And it's a deity which manifests itself in 1600 to Haridas Thakur. So we reached there. He was standing. Normally it said that, you don't see the deity so near. It was really amazing because that day he came out. No, this month actually, the whole month he was out. So you could really see him very clearly and enjoy his company. Of course, there's 10,000 of people behind you, crushing you, pushing you. But it was very nice because when we went inside, there was another barrier, and we went inside that barrier. I think the people also, you also were there, Mira? So then the nicest part was when as you're looking, you're enjoying the darshan of the Lord, you have a whole bucket of water on you. No colored water. Thanks God that the water was warm. So you're drenched completely wet. Then you have a whole plate of different colors throwing on the people. That was amazing. Well, we went there for that. And here the Lord have provided for all of this. That was the first day. No? So the second day we were waiting for all the other devotees to come. What happened then?
We had our private call.
Go on, tell Mira, please.
Yes, I will try.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Ananta can help with his brain a bit, which is mixing all the stories sometimes. But Ananta, maybe. Yes. Then go on. Tell second day. Each day you tell 10 days. We'll finish quickly.
Okay, I will tell the
Then we
second
want
day.
10 experience. Then we have 10 stories.
We had a beautiful Holi with Swamiji. We were out. He planned to bring us to some temple, but then we decided to go back because it was really like very wild on the streets.
It was holy.
The second day of
I
Holi.
remember.
It was really the beautiful, beautiful present from Swami to all of us. So we got back to the beautiful garden of Satyanarayan Das. They had a very nice space in front of the building. So we got a Holi there. And we were singing bhajans all the time, and Swami was dancing and spreading the colors of us. In one moment our instruments were done because of the water and the colors and everything. And in one moment Kamala Mataji also bring the deities and the Shilas, and everyone was dancing around them. It was really nice, like a proper Abhishek. But all thanks to Swami. It was really like for me it was the I think maybe the best thing which happened on this trip, because my impression was like that we are totally in some other world. I really don't know how to put it in words, you know, how he make us happy and how everything was look like. It was really a heaven for me. It's very nice. So that Holi was like, I don't know, maybe for a couple of hours we were dancing and spreading the colors on each other. It was really beautiful. And Ananta, then we went where?
To, if I'm not mistaken, the birthplace of Radha.
Ah yes, we went to Varshana, yeah.
Yes.
We get ready and went there. First we did the parikrama, because it's always a custom to do the parikrama first and then the visit to the temple. So we went to the parikrama around Varshana, and then at the end we reached the palace of Radha, which also was very very full of people, but was somehow fine, because comparing to the last time when I was also was very 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 large number of people there. It was a nice atmosphere. Somehow it was calm. So we saw the deities, and then Swami was distributing the prasad, and you should see that scene, how everyone came to Swami. That was something really amazing. Even the larger number of people came to see Swami than the deities. He was just sitting there, and everyone was approaching him. Everyone. But it was somehow really, really nice. A very, very calm atmosphere and full of respect. And it was really a beautiful end of that day of Holi. So we went there, we visited the temple, and then we reached home, Ananta, isn't it?
Yes, after paying Krishna
After that.
taxes, yeah.
Yeah. It's very, very difficult to remember every place, because we visited so many places, you know. So chronologically, for me, it's a kind of problem to see what happened really exactly every day. Then, Ananta, on the third day,
We went to Uddhava temple.
can you say a
Two.
little bit?
Yeah.
With my voice is really...
We started off at the Uddhava temple, the only two temples to Uddhava in India, and the priest welcomed Swami. He was very, very excited to see Swami, and he took Swami into the sanctorum again. Basically every single temple we went to, except Banki Bihari and Radha Ramana, Swami went into the sanctorum and with the priest and got to basically touch and venerate the deities up close, which is also very rare. After visiting the Uddhava temples, we then moved across to Govardhan Hill. Mira?
We planned to do the parikrama, but it was very late, and parikrama requires a lot of time.
27 kilometers apparently.
Yes. So we
21.
21. So we visited the let's say, like, we pay respect to Govardhan Hill, and then after we went to Radha Kund and Shama Kund and also do a small puja there. So first we did the parikrama around the Radha Kund, and then we reached the main place, also the Sangam, when Radha Kund and Shama Kund are coming together. And we visited also some bhajan kutirs around. You have many places where Santis was performing their bhajan there. Especially one place stayed in my mind where Janavi Mata used to sit and do her bhajan. And she's very respected in Vrindavan. She was the wife of Nityananda Prabhu. And that place was really, really amazing. So we did also the parikrama around that place. And until that, after this visit of Radhakund and Shamakund, we went
out into the rural areas to see forests of Vrindavan, as they look as close as possible to Krishna's time. And then the sun set. We drove back to the ashram.
on the 4th day. Swami went to Nidhavana forest, isn't it?
First in the morning on
Yes.
was it the 4th or the 5th day? That was the 4th day, I think. The
Yeah.
5th day started off with us seeing the very, very old saint, 120 years old. Swami was about to leave, and I'm not too sure where the gentleman came from, but he came very excited to see Swami, and telling Swami that he would take him to show him some very, very old saints in the day. Also, just everywhere we went, and each day somebody new came to take Swami exactly where he wanted to go. We came down, and then there was somebody new waiting for Swami. So they took us to see this very, very old saint. We weren't quite sure what to expect, because when we got, Swami went into his bedroom, and he was huddled up under a blanket, and it was interesting to see, because the devotees have had such love for him and such respect, but they kind of had to manhandle him in order to get him into a sitting position so we could venerate him. They had to kind of lift him up and place him so that everybody, including the woman, could come in and venerate him. And then we went on the same complex. There was a hut made out of tin with lots of stuff on the roof to hold it down. And Swami told us that, I'm not sure how long he's been inside there, but he hasn't come out or seen anybody in many, many years. So we went and paid respects outside the door of the hut to offer respects to him. And then we moved across to one of the ashrams on the other side of the road to another sannyas who was 95 years old, except he was a lot more active, very smiley, and he fell in love with Swami. Swami asked him for some relics of him, and he blessed a couple of things personally from himself and gave them to Swami. And then after that, we ended up at Maharaj Balaramji, who, for his age, is a fantastic curtain dancer. And it was that time where Swami mentioned earlier where they only had 3 musicians, but they absolutely rocked about 35 of us. We danced. Balaramji said, come for a very short curtain session, and Swami readily agreed. And then 45 minutes to an hour later, we were still dancing. Mira? You seem very
really,
enthralled there with Balaramji and his musicians.
It was really incredible, because there are only 4 of them, but they're absolutely Gandharvas. It was amazing kirtan, amazing. Swami enjoyed so much, and all of us were so happy. And Balaram Das is also a very, very enthusiastic man, and Swami is totally right when he's saying he would make everyone here dance. That's something amazing. He's like a conductor. He's leading all this music, all these bhajans. He's really in charge of everything. And after visiting this place, we went, as far as I remember, to Radharaman place, isn't it?
Yes.
So in Radharaman place, there is a deity which is very, very famous in Vrindavan, also self-manifested from a Shalagram Shila to Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So he was worshipping his Shalagram Shilas for many years. And one day, one rich man came to him and offered so many nice clothes for the deity, so many jewelry. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami was sad because he couldn't dress his Shalagram Shila. So next day he discovered in the place where he was used to worship his Shilas that one of the Shila manifested itself to the deity, to the beautiful Radharaman deity. So that's basically one of the very, very topmost famous temples in Vrindavan, visited by many people. So we reached there, and Swamiji of course was welcomed by the main priest. We visited Radharaman temple twice, so we had some chance to discuss also with the family who is there taking care of the temple for years. And we had a nice kirtan. Swami was singing so beautiful. Radharaman was so happy. He was smiling. I could see really that. And all the people were also enjoying his singing. Was really, really something very beautiful. And then after they gave us mahas, so you usually get the garlands, you get the tulsi from the deity, you get the maha prasad. So we went there twice. The second day, Swami was distributing prasad to everyone. Next day, Ananta?
Next day I was sick.
Ah, good. That night, after finishing Radharaman, I took some people to Nidhivan. Nidhivan is the place where the Maharas happen. You know, Ras Leela, where Krishna was dancing with all the gopis, but in reality there were all the devas and everybody there. There is many Ras. Krishna have danced not only one Ras, but throughout the months, the whole months, he have danced many Rasas around. But there, in Nidhivan, this is the Maharas. And it is said, but even today, the Ras still happening in the physical level itself. You know, when you enter the Nidhivan, you will notice that one thing that you notice is the trees, all the trees have one root, but they are separated into two. They are like this. So one is Krishna and one is the gopi. So all the trees in Nidhivan, the same tree outside is just normal. So as you enter Nidhivan itself, you feel the atmosphere, the whole atmosphere of that place is completely different. There's another energy which prevails there, another, how to say, feeling away. You enter automatically into a certain calmness inside, you know. So that night, me, Ananta, I don't remember, somebody, some people, Vishwamohini here. Yes. And so on. We went, and as it is said that the Maharaj still happening, we pay our respect to, firstly, to the place where Bhagya Bihari was manifested, where he came out. And then we went to the place where after the Ras, it is said that Radha Krishna rests in this place. So we went there. The priest was putting all the jewelry, all the clothes for them, being put very nicely, neatly. All the bracelet, bangles are being put nicely. The jewelry and everything. Put the fruits and also the brush. You know, they have brush with stick. It's a piece of stick, but anciently people used to brush teeth before having brush like this. They used to use, not in Europe, but in India, they used to use a piece of wood. And this piece of wood, of course, it's just a piece of wood, they put it there. But after you use it, it become like, it break itself. When you put it in water, you start brushing, it break. It become like a brush. And they put it there, and also offer some sweet, everything on the bed, you know. And then they close the temple, and it's closed with 4 locks, big lock. So after that, the divan is closed, and what happened inside is a mystery to people, because this is when the Ras happened. Last September, somebody was locked. The person said he wanted to see the Ras. What he did, he hid himself under the temple, because there's a gap. There's a cave under that temple where the sadhu was meditating also. So he hid himself there. The next day they found him looking in one direction only, petrified completely. And for 3 days he was in that state of shock, and then he died. Because you have to be qualified, you have to be, spiritually advanced enough to be able to sustain that energy also, you know. And you have to have the grace above all, you know. Without the grace, it's not possible. So the next day, early morning, said, wait, let's go there again. So early morning, 5 o'clock we were there, again in front of Nidhivan. waiting for the priest. So finally the priest came, and the priest saw me and said, Maharaji, you were there? No. So we went inside. He opened the door in front of us. And I tell you, the moment the door opened, it was, everything was upside down. The food had been eaten, broken also, and the clothes have been used. The brush, which day before he showed completely, was used, and all the things, all the bangles, everything. Then he gave it as prasad to people, you know. Yeah. That was the day when you were sick. Finished now? Oh, there's still more things to say.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, it's already more than 10. Okay, tell them the note mela. Note mela. Kusum Mansikanga. You forgot already. Note mela on Mansikanga. Kusum Sarovar, we needed to do it.
Okay. You think on a boat festival as well?
Yeah, that's what is called Note mela.
So there is a costume that on Kusum Sarovar, but this time it happened on Manas Sarovar because they didn't have a license or whatever. They are putting the deities in the boat, and the deities are in the boat in the Sarovar. It's very, very beautiful scene. So also there was a costume that ladies that day should dress themselves nicely and decorated with the jewelry. So they are wearing the pots as the gopis used to wear. So we first reached the Kusum Sarovar, and then from the Kusum Sarovar we reached the Manas Sarovar. We did again the parikrama.
Mansiganga.
Manasiganga, sorry. Barefoot. And it was sunset there, very, very beautiful scene. They put the deities from this Mataji from Delhi, which ashram we visited at the start. They put Radha Krishna on the boat, and all the gurus were there. Swami was there as well, first to the deities. And it was really, really nice. You know, we can see the whole scene with the boat and the deities with these lights, you know, of the night, somehow flowing on the water, and the people were putting the flower petals on them. It was really beautiful, beautiful scene. And there was bhajan going all the time. And at the end they did the arati and honored every guru which was on the boat. And yeah.
There were me, Satyananda Das, Jyotishri, and Galananda Maharaj. Well, the rest they left. It was getting a bit late.
True. Also maybe visiting to Radha Damodar temple.
Huh?
Radha Damodar temple.
Ah, yes.
Radha Damodar temple is also a very, very famous temple in Vrindavan. It's considered even if you are doing the parikrama around the Radha Damodar temple, it's the same as you are doing parikrama around the Govardhan hill. Why? Because on this altar there is a huge Govardhan Shila which was worshipped by Sanatan Goswami. Sanatan Goswami was used to go to parikrama every day around the Govardhan parikrama. That's approximately 12 hours every day. But he was in one certain point in a very old age. So Krishna appeared to him and said to him that from now on, because he's old, he's going to do the parikrama only around this Shila. And Krishna put his footprint there. So there is a real footprint of Krishna on this Shila. And that's why this temple is so famous in Vrindavan. And you can see every day people doing the parikrama around the Radha Damodara temple. And also on the altar you have the deities, many, many deities which were worshipped by 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan.
Okay, it's repeating. We visit many temples and many places, and they were all happy, and we were happy, and that's it. But it was amazing, this trip to Vrindavan, you know. You see, when we talk about bhakti, and Vrindavan is the heart itself. You enter the heart of devotion. You know, it's not just a place where, you know, I've been to many, I say, holy places. There, but there is vibrant. You know, there's always somewhere in Vrindavan a katha or chanting happening. And it go for a late night, you know, throughout the night, 24 hours. A few days ago, we were talking with Babaji. Babaji was telling somebody, the last day actually, we went to have lunch in a village, and Babaji was saying, can you please tell, Babaji was saying to, Sadhana Dasji was telling to one man, who is doing Ram Katha? Katha means telling the story of Rama, whole night, and so loud also. It seems that the whole, the speaker is just put on, on our place. So like that, every day there is something. So you see that this place have this whole vibration. Even by breathing there, you know, you're breathing the mantra, you're breathing the energy for it. You know. Of course, one day visiting is not, you will not experience it. You know, you really have to go there and spend some time there to experience. And of course, as we say everywhere, that they throughout everything happened. You know, through the Guru's grace. Without the grace of the Guru, nothing happened. And it's true. It's completely different. You know. So. Talking of Guru, that's okay. Let's carry on with the question. Are there any difference if one concentrate on the Guru or on a divine names? Actually, there is no difference. The Guru is God personification itself. So that any name is, there's no difference between the Guru and God. So earlier I was singing, no? A bhajan. It seems like Guru Deva Daya. It's kind of king, no? Guru Deva Mere Data Mujhko Aisa Vardi. There's one part in that which said, in the mandir, in the heart itself, the inner sanctorum, I just see the Guru. And wherever I look, I see you only. And through you giving the knowledge, then only I will be able to do service like Shabari. I will be able to love like Meera. Only through that, through this grace, I will have faith like Tulsi, and I will have the knowledge, I will be able to understand the knowledge of the Gita. I can wish for it, but it's only you who do that. So, in all the places that we were just talking about right now, you see, when you go to Vrindavan, the only thing they say is Guru Kripa, which means